Hi gents, this is Mr. Holding. This quick video is looking at our assignment for Year 10 Physics, looking at kinematics, specifically Newton's second law. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is we're going to do a number of experiments where we drop a tennis ball and we're going to put different weights in them to vary the weight and calculate gravity and determine if gravity is affected by weight. Now, as we know, it shouldn't. All right, but we're going to do that and see how we go and plot the results. Okay, so basically in a group you would perform an experimental investigation of the motion of a falling ball and test how weight affects the acceleration due to gravity. Using the results of the experiment, you are to prepare an individual written report outlining your findings and indicate your findings. Okay, so the information about it is on the front page, so go through that. It's important you understand that. Name, fill it out. Alright, and then some finer details about the report is on the inside front cover. Okay, your audience is like-minded students who have an understanding about the laws of Newtonian physics. You are writing a report from your understanding and knowledge gained in your Year 10 science course. Published, word limit is 700 to 900 words. Prepared, you have 2 weeks notice. And now, basically what's going to happen, we'll have one lesson where we do some research. You're going to have 2 lessons to conduct the experiment and record results. You'll have a lesson to collate and manipulate those results. Okay, so have a look at them, work out how you're going to present them, interpret and explain the results, so determine what gravity is, okay, the value for gravity, or acceleration due to gravity, I should say, and then finally write your discussion in class. So the majority of this is going to be done in class, but provided we keep up the speed and you're doing some work at home, that should mean that you're well supported and you're actually getting lots and lots of help doing this. Okay, so I'd like to think that overall we can do quite well this as a class. Okay, obviously your authenticating statement, and we turn the page. Okay, so we've got our college assessment and drafting attachment, which is consistent for all pieces, so you need to read through that and sign it. And then finally your task in more details. Okay, so basically you can read through this a bit more, okay, but you'll be working in a group, lab group to do the experiment. However, the report is on your own. You write your own. You don't share stuff. The results will obviously be the same, but your analysis, discussion, all that kind of stuff will be unique. Okay. As part of this, you'll notice that you've got your introduction, aim, hypothesis, procedure, result, discussion. All those things need to be included, and then finally the conclusion. Alright, so we'll go into more detail this in another video, but make sure you read through that. We don't put this in there for our benefit, we put it in there for yours. So make sure you read through your task sheet carefully, okay, so that you can get all the tips and understand what's being asked of you so that you can complete it. Finally, you've got some more information here with regards to what we're actually doing. So first of all, the aim is to determine if weight has an effect on the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, and then how we're going to do it. Use an iPhone or video camera. You'll be videoing a ball as it falls to the ground. You'll need to set up a scale with 2-meter rules or something similar to measure the displacement of the ball as it falls, and you'll need to have a device, computer or other, that can show the time as the ball is falling. Okay, alternatively, I would encourage you to use a program known as Coach's Eye. Now, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to actually see this. Okay, so by the looks of it, you can. Alright, so this is one I did earlier. Okay, so you can video on this, and down the bottom is an advancement. So you can also see, probably a bit too small for you to see, but there is a number and a value down there. Okay, so you can find the starting point. Okay, so for this case it's 120. And it hits the ground at about 1.5. And then each interval, I can record, if I've got a scale at the back, I can record the distance, and then there's my time there on the actual scale. Okay, so that's a suggestion that we use. If you don't want to use that, you can use another video, but in the background there needs to be a timer so that you can calculate displacement and a particular time for each segment. All right. Once you've done that, we need to collect it, analyze it, things like that. So you need to find an appropriate table in your assignment, you need to graph it appropriately, and then work out how you're going to show the different weights and how they work. Okay, in the back you've got an example of a table here. Okay, so you might choose to do this as your rough copy, and then do a good copy in Word or Excel, and then transfer it in. And then there's some important equations down the bottom here that you would like to use. You need to use S equals UT plus half AT squared, and then how to rearrange that given the circumstances. And then finally, over here, we've got our criteria sheet. Okay, so hopefully we're all looking in these areas here. Okay, so you're looking for an A in introduction, well-researched explanation of all aspects of the scientific concept being covered. Okay, so if you want to get an A, you need to tick that as opposed to a research description. Okay, so subtle differences in the wording there, but it's important that when you're looking to get those higher marks, you pay attention to those. Okay, so I will include another couple of videos with regards to the finer details of how to do introductions and things like that, but hopefully you found this useful so far.